What's going on, guys? It's Unknown Player here, and in this video we'll be talking about the exciting news that we finally got from Bungie, the news we've all been waiting for that pertains to Destiny 2 and new expansions for Destiny 1 in the meantime. So Bungie made a post, and it was probably one of their shortest weekly updates in history, but it was probably the most informational and most helpful to us who are wanting new content in Destiny, especially PvE content. So what we got essentially is more information about a load of expansions and also Destiny the sequel. So firstly, we're getting the spring content. We don't know what it's going to be called, we don't know if it's an expansion, we don't know what is in it. We know that it's a bigger thing than anything we've seen so far in the Taken King, and also we got some details today which is very exciting. So in the spring, there's going to be some kind of content drop with a significant light level increase. This means it's going to be new gear to obtain, which of course is going to raise your light level. We don't know what it's going to be. They said the word significant, so maybe light level like 400 or 350. I don't know what it would be, but the word significant kind of implies that it would be a very, very big boost to our current 320 light level cap. So there's going to be new gear to obtain. What does that mean? There's definitely going to be some new endgame activity. I definitely don't think there's going to be a raid. I think they probably would say if there's going to be a raid. I guess we have to find out into the later weeks if there is a raid, but I really don't think there will be one. I think there'll be something new, probably on the level of Prison of Elders. I definitely wouldn't hold out for something as massive and complicated as a raid. They're very hard to make, but I definitely think there'll be some kind of new endgame PvP activity, probably along the lines of Prison of Elders. So that is going to be our method to be getting this new gear. And they also mentioned new challenges for PvE players. So this is what we've been waiting for, new PvP content. There's also going to be bigger projects later on in the year, which is also exciting to hear. So bigger than the spring content, where it's going to be, there's multiple projects. That's very ambiguous. We don't know what they mean by that, but it's going to be bigger projects. Now, later on in 2016, there's going to be a large expansion, which is very, very exciting. So by the terminology, we can guess it's probably going to be around the same size as the Taken King. They didn't just say normal expansion, so we can guess it's going to be bigger than the House of Walls. It's going to be bigger than the Dark Below. This is probably going to be on the same size as Taken King. Don't hype up too much. They said the word large expansion, which definitely means along the lines of Taken King. So that is something to look forward to later this year, probably around fall or summer. And then after that, we have 2017, which we're getting the full Destiny sequel. They've finally confirmed it. They didn't call it Destiny 2. We don't know a name for it. All they've said so far is it's going to be a full Destiny sequel in 2017. Of course, a while back, we did get a Kotaku article stating that possibly Destiny 2 has been delayed. That was a rumor. I thought it was true, and it did turn out to be true. And that turned out to be very, very accurate. And the things that it depicts seems to be dead on point. And we will be getting Destiny 2 in 2017. It's not really delayed because it was never really announced in the first place, but it is, of course, going to be pushed back. We do know the schedule in the Activision lawsuits came out, and that stated that every year we're supposed to be getting a Destiny game, and then a comet like the Taken King, and then another Destiny sequel. So technically, we should have been getting Destiny 2 this year in 2016, but of course, that's going to be pushed back to 2017, and we're going to be getting instead a bunch of large expansions, which I'm personally happy with. I absolutely love the idea. It's just a win-win in all situations. If you ask me, leave your thoughts down in the comment section. I personally love the idea. It means Destiny 2 is going to be a better game. They get more time to work on it, an extra year possibly. We don't know when in 2017 it's going to launch. I would assume in fall, but we're going to have to find out later details on that. But that means Destiny 2 is going to be a much better game than it should be, as opposed to being rushed and having to cut content. And hopefully it'll be a very, very polished game. In the meantime, we get a bunch of expansions. So it's pretty much all you could ever hope for, and it's a win-win situation. Now, a lot of this information came out in an Activision investors call, which is basically Activision as a company who are kind of legally obliged to give a bunch of information to their shareholders because they're the ones investing to their game. And they need to tell them what is the roadmap, how much money we're making, and how is stuff going, what's planned for the future. And one of the things mentioned, one of the bullet points, said that Destiny will be having a large new expansion in 2016 and a full game sequel in 2017. That's the bare bones of it. And then we've got a weekly update which gave us a little bit more info, and that is definitely some very good news to hear. Bungie did also say on top of that, of course, we're going to be getting some more information in the coming weeks and months. So regularly, we should be expecting some Bungie weekly updates, some announcements, some trailers. Possibly at E3, they'll be revealing something. That is always a very big and large platform to be able to reveal your new game. So possibly they'll have some announcements there about the large expansion coming later in 2016. Now, in terms of this spring content, of course, which is coming up very, very soon, I would expect in the next month or two, I'm assuming that will probably involve those exotics that were cut from the Taken King, and there'll be some way for us to earn those things in an endgame activity. And of course, with the raised light level, that means there'll of course be enemies with a raised light level. So it's going to be very interesting to see what this actual spring content is and who exactly we're going to be fighting that has this raised light level and requires us to have new gear to be able to defeat. Of course, this does need to match in with the story, so we're going to get some kind of content development in terms of the lore, and we're going to find out some new raids races or some new enemies or some new houses, factions, stuff like that. And it should be very, very interesting to see. Of course, I absolutely cannot wait to get more information, and any news we do get, I'll be sure to share with you guys right here on my channel and also on Twitter. I definitely want to see what that big expansion later in 2016 is going to be, and you can definitely expect a brand new raid to be in that later expansion. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I hope you guys are as hyped as I am. Drop a like rating on the video if you are, and of course stay tuned for future videos on this channel. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.